Alright guys, it's TheEpicPye, or Joe here, and today I've got a bit of a cool video for you. A while ago on my old channel, I actually made a video called The Most Accurate Gun in Black Ops 1. So I thought I'd do a similar thing today and test out all the fully auto guns in Black Ops 3. I will be excluding the single fire weapons, like the Shiva for example, and the 3-round burst weapons because they're obviously going to be more accurate, for example, than the, KN-44 or something like that, any fully auto gun. I did test out the Shiva, and like I thought, it would be pretty pointless. At medium range, it didn't go off target once. So yeah, I will be excluding those. Also, this is down to personal preference. You could disagree with me entirely at the end of the video. It could be a gun that you just don't like using. And also, if it's more accurate, it tends to be less powerful. So it may not be the best gun, you never know, but this video is just kind of let you know which is the most accurate, and hopefully you do get something from this video. So we're going to be starting off with the assault rifles and focusing in on the only fully auto guns like I said before, but looking at the in-game stats, the most accurate gun is actually the ICR-1, then it goes down to the HVK, then the Man of War, and then at the bottom is the KN-44. So to initially test out the guns, I'm going to be on Combine. I'm going to be sort of sitting here at sort of medium range to the wall there, lining myself up with, this lamp on the floor. I'm kind of looking up towards the back wall, kind of in line with that wooden paneling at the bottom, if you know what I mean. And just literally laying out, emptying a clip straight on there and just kind of analysing the end results with the, the bullet hole. So let's go ahead and have a look with the KN-44 to start. So yeah, it's not bad actually. It's kind of up to the left kind of thing. It's not too bad, but I think we possibly could do better. So the next gun I'm going to test out is HVK-30. This gun does actually remind me like the M4 for Modern Warfare 2, and that was really accurate. So hopefully this is going to be the similar thing. Judging by it, it's pretty good. It does go off to the upper left at one point. It did start off really well, but looking at that, it does recoil a little bit, but it's kind of manageable. It goes just straight up, so I think it is really manageable, but let's have a look at more guns too. So, according to the stats, the most accurate assault rifle is ICR-1, and that's what we're going to test out right now. We're going to empty a clip on the wall once again, and wow, that was actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and have a closer look at that, but yeah, that seemed to be pretty decent. That is actually pretty nice spread. It's kind of uniform and doesn't really go off target in one particular direction, but that was pretty decent to be honest with you. So the final assault rifle we're going to test is the Man of War. We're going to line myself up the same, because we want to make this a fair test. This is a kind of slow rate of fire gun, so usually with those slow rate of fire, it's not going to be too inaccurate. But judging from this, it's not really the best. I do kind of make a little body out of this because it does kind of shape up that way. But it wasn't too great, but I mean, yeah, comparing them to the rest, it wasn't the best really. So moving on to the SMGs and looking at the in-game stats for the accuracy. On paper, the Razorback is most accurate, then the Weevil, then the Cuda. At number 4 is the Vesper, and the least accurate is the VMP. So starting off with the Cuda, I'm digging this camera by the way, it's pretty cool. Just aiming at the same place again, like usual, and that's not bad really. For an SMG, it's pretty decent. It did go off slightly towards the end, but initially the spread's pretty good. Next up is the VMP, which was the least accurate gun on paper, and yeah, it does live up to those stats. It kind of a weird kind of S shape there, and it does go off target loads, but the rate of fire is pretty awesome. So if you get those initial bullets there, you pretty much got the kill. Next up is the Weevil. I'm going to empty the 50 magazine clip there, and it is kind of uniform, just straight up kind of recoil, so it is probably pretty manageable, but that's not going to win the most accurate submachine gun or most accurate gun in Black Ops 3, is it really? So moving on to the Vesper, we're going to empty a clip on the wall once again. And it is pretty similar to the Weevil actually. If it had more bullets in the magazine, it'd probably be very similar. But it is just kind of straight up, but again, it's not really going to win the most accurate submachine gun. So last but not least is a Razorback, so let's have a look what the spread is like. And wow, that's really, really impressive. Let's have a closer look, because that spread seemed... Yeah, that spread is really, really tightly like packed together. That is definitely the most accurate SMG for sure. So moving on to the LMGs, we're only going to be looking at the BRM and the Dingo. And on paper, the BRM beats the Dingo with accuracy. So kicking things off with the BRM, we're going to empty a massive clip of 75 bullets straight into the wall as usual. And yeah, initially that actually looks really, really good. I'm going to have a closer look at that, because the recoil tends to seem to go back to center, which seems to be pretty impressive. Moving on to have a closer look at that, and yeah, that is actually a really, really accurate LMG. Next LMG up is obviously the Dingo. We're going to empty 80 bullets this time onto the wall. Higher rate of fire, so I'm not really expecting it to be as accurate. And yeah, it kind of recoils slightly more. I think the BRM just, well, it kind of beats it pretty impressively. So I've kind of decided that the BRM is the most accurate LMG, Razorback's most accurate SMG, and ICR-1 is the most accurate assault rifle. So what we're going to do now, we're going to test, like you can see on the screen, the BRM from longer range. I'm going to do a similar thing with the ICR-1 and the Razorback too. So from long range, it kind of seems like the BRM is really good there as well. I know it's not really, really long, but that is actually pretty impressive. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the KN-44, that kind of shape up to the left. But it's pretty decent. So we're also going to be testing out the finalists anyway, the BRM, the ICR-1 and the Razorback from close range too. So as you can see on your screen, I'm going to lay out a full clip onto the wall there, straight from the hip, just from close range. See which is more accurate at close range too. And for an LMG, that's not too bad, you know. If there's a person there in comparison, you may end up getting the kill. It's not, you know, ridiculously accurate, as you can expect, but it's not too bad either. So we're going to move on to the ICR-1 this time. I'm going to wall run. Jesus Christ, that's so fun in this game. I'm going to wall run to a longer range spot. I'm going to empty a clip again into the wall there. And initially, that doesn't look too bad. But let's have a closer look and see what we can find. And that's not too bad either. It's relatively... Yeah, that is really controllable. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with these guns. So we're going to do the same thing as earlier, hip fire against this wall, and as you can expect, it is a little bit better. It's not huge amounts better than the LMG, but it's, you know, yeah, it is a little bit better. So finally, we've got the Razorback here in our long range spot, so let's empty a clip against this wall. And Jesus Christ, for an SMG, let's have a closer look. That, to me, oh man, that is, yeah, for definite, that is a lot better even than the ICR-1 assault rifle. That is crazy. That is a really accurate gun. So I think you can all expect what's going to happen here. We've got the Razorback hip firing against the wall. And yeah, immediately that's a lot noticeably better than the other guns. So that's it. The Razorback, the most accurate gun on Black Ops 3. So yeah, like I said earlier, you might disagree with me on this, but that's honestly fine. This was just to give you an insight as to which gun was the most accurate. Please let me know what your favourite gun is. I'm actually quite interested to know what kind of relationship accuracy with guns has and what guns people prefer too. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like rating. I do really appreciate it. This has been the Epic Pie Joe. See you later.